Plaintiff Heidi Tyler says she was sexually assaulted throughout her life by several people, and to escape the pain, she turned to drugs. Heidi eventually started dating the defendant, and he was an excellent role model for her children. But they broke up because she was insecure and clingy. She's suing her ex because she bought a car from him, and after they broke up, he took it back. Defendant Stephen Archie admits that he fell in love with Heidi's children, and he tried to be a positive father figure for them. But Heidi was so clingy that she acted like a bounty hunter by following him all over town. Stephen admits that he took the car from Heidi, but he refuses to return her money because she damaged the vehicle.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge, Greg Mathis, presiding. You may now be seated.
Tell me what happened.
Well, sir, Steve and I actually met each other roughly around 10 years ago. We used to work together. We were friends, you know, we've run across each other throughout the years and things like that. We've always been good friends. During those 10 years, I had been through a lot of problems in my life. I had been sexually assaulted and molested for many of years of my life. I also, an incident had occurred roughly back in 2005. I turned to drugs to try to get away from it. Just to try to get away from the pain, I realized what I was doing was wrong. I went and got help for it.
Good.
In the process of being in the hospital trying to get off of cocaine, I had lost custody of my 3 children. I have actually also, I have been married a couple of, twice also. I've just had a lot of issues, had a lot of problems going on. My daughter also, at that time, in 2006, was sexually assaulted.
This is by people that you all knew?
This was actually one of my exes.
Yeah.
At
So
the time,
you
him
were
and I were
assaulted-
together.
You were
and-
assaulted by someone you knew on a regular basis for a certain time period.
It was multiple people in my past and people that I knew. And it happened from the time I was 3 until I was about 25.
Where did you know him from?
Family members, friends of the family.
Multiple family members and friends of the family
Yes, sir.
sexually assaulted you from age 3 to 25.
Yes, sir.
Sorry to hear all that. It's terrible. And when did you meet him?
We had ran back and across each other. We were actually in the proceedings with my ex in reference of trying to prosecute for what had happened to my older daughter.
Good.
Steve and I had run paths against each other again, and Steve has always been a really good friend.
Okay, when did you all begin dating?
Right, a relationship did
What year?
occur. Yeah.
What year?
In 07,
All right. And you all were together until when?
July of this year.
And how did that relationship go?
We had it was a pretty good relationship, I feel. With my situations that my kids have been through and everything like that, they have been traumatized.
Okay.
So it wasn't only myself that was affected or anything like that. When Steve came into the picture at that time, he came in perfect time, and it wasn't only good for me, but it was
Why
good
did you
for
all
my
break
kids.
up?
Because of my history and things that I had been through, I started getting too clingy, I guess, and too needy, and didn't give him the space that he
All
needed.
right. Let me hear from you, sir.
Well, like she said, I met her, we got back together about 2 years ago. I basically stepped into the situation, not really knowing what was going on, but, I felt for her and felt for her kids, and I actually eventually grew to love them and just started taking care of them, doing, the grown-up thing, taking them to school, doing the whole nine, being a positive role model for them. Mm-hmm. And being that their past relationships with their father figures and experiences I've had with my ex, I wanted to make sure that I was always there for them, and just the whole family situation all together.
Good.
Like she said, the relationship was great for the most part. She had her clingy issues, which I understood for the most part, being that what she went through, but yet and still I am my own person, and I don't want to change a whole lot about me because I feel like I've done a lot to be who I am.
Sound like a good man to me.
So, you know, that's just kind of how it went along. And then, you know, eventually she just kind of got really needy, and to the point where she started like thinking she was a bounty hunter or something and following me around all over the place.
All right. Let's get to the car and the tires. Why are you suing him for that? And an unpaid loan.
In the process of our relationship, like I said, you know, Steve has been there and helped out a lot. The vehicle I was driving at the time wasn't very reliable, and he was wanting to find another vehicle also. So the vehicle that he had, which was the 97 4Runner, him and I worked it out, and he really cut me a deal for that. Because that was October of 08, I believe.
October 08, what deal was made?
I actually bought the 4Runner from him for $2,000.
$2,000, and then what?
You know, I was supposed to be getting, you know, the truck was mine. I was supposed to have the title signed over and everything of that nature. In the process of us breaking up, he decided that, you know, he was going to end up taking the vehicle back. So now he has the truck and the money and
the title.
Right.
That's
All
not,
right.
That's not exactly how it happened.
Sir?
That's not exactly how it happened.
Tell me.
Basically, she, like she said, she bought the truck for me for $2,000. I was cutting her a deal because I was letting her drive it before she actually bought it, and she wrecked it. She hit something. You know, it wasn't a major accident, so I wasn't so worried about it. But I was trying to.
Did she give you $2,000?
Yes, sir.
Did you give her a truck in exchange?
Yes, sir.
And the title?
No, sir.
Why?
Because I was cutting her a break on insurance and stuff.
So that means you keep the title, you keep ownership because you're cutting her a break?
No.
So she can't own a car unless she has title.
Yeah, well, I mean, technically,
So you've taken her money and didn't give her ownership. That's what technically.
Technically, yes. Technically, I didn't give her the title per se.
So why shouldn't you give her money back?
Because I was paying the insurance. The truck wasn't even in my name as well. I had already bought the truck, and she wasn't paying insurance for the whole entire time she had it.
Sorry to hear that. But tell me a legal defense as to why you shouldn't give a woman her money back for a car that she paid you and you have not given her title to.
She used the truck from the time I let her use the truck in October till...
Use it? She paid you to buy it. What tires and unpaid loan are you suing him for?
While I had the truck, the 4Runner, I had to replace the 3 of the tires and also had to have a front end alignment.
All right, and you have a receipt for that?
Yes.
Unpaid loans. Tell me how he owes you for that.
This is here. When I bought the 4Runner from him, he wanted to get another vehicle and didn't exactly have all the money for the down payment for the.
How much did you loan him?
$1,000.
And has he repaid you any of that?
No, sir.
All right, and when was he to repay you?
He was to repay me within 2 months.
And he's paid you nothing?
Right.
All right, sir. Let me hear about the loan and the tires if you want to address that.
Well, when she got the vehicle, for one, it was my work vehicle. When she bought it, it had brand new tires, brand new everything. It was ready to go.
Why do you think she got new ones?
Because, I mean, there's stuff in the road. Stuff happens to tires. That's.
Oh, so you think she damaged them herself?
Yeah.
All right.
She drove the. She was the only one predominantly that drove it. So.
All right.
I kind of didn't
What
do
else?
anything for the car.
In terms of the loan?
In terms of the loan, she did loan me the $1,000 for my car. I've never disputed that, not once. However, I was making payments back to her. They weren't great because of our home financial responsibilities, but I was making an attempt to make payments on a regular basis.
How much have you paid?
I probably paid her $150, $200.
When?
Let's see, February. From February on, about every 2 weeks.
Ma'am, you say he hasn't paid you a dime?
Not that I can remember.
Not that you can remember. I'm going to go with him. He seems to remember better than you.
Okay.
So, you said the maximum you believe is how much?
$150, $200.
$150.
Yeah.
That means you would have a balance of $850.
Correct.
That you owe her.
Correct.
And with regard to the tires, I'm going to agree with him, ma'am. You have a receipt here as late as March of 09 for tires when you received the car in October of 08. So I'm with him. That's probably wear and tear that you put on the tires yourself. However, I am going to grant you your $2,000. He seems to be quite confused about ownership of the car. Everything else you're discussing is irrelevant to the legal basis for my ruling. And therefore, I'll grant you, ma'am, $2,850 is your judgment. Have a good day.
My son was really laid back and really really shy. He wasn't very timid. He was wanted to hide maybe in his room and play for a little while. When Steve came into his life, he was the one that brought out the little boy in him, got him involved in football, basketball, skateboarding, bicycling. He just fulfilled the father figure in his life that he needed, that both of my children needed.
I love our kids. Always have. Still take care of them to this day. I never really had a problem with Heidi. It was just the issue of what was going on.